Hey everyone, it's been a while again, and I thought today I would be a little bit more personal and explain why I have been so sporadically hermiting, I guess, and talk about some of the things they don't tell you about having cancer. During my cancer treatments, one of the side effects that I had was pain, and I mean immense pain. I was on morphine, I was on oxy, they put me on methadone, they put me on fentanyl, nothing worked. And that went on from July till November. When you're in that kind of state of mind, when you're in so much pain all the time, you don't think straight. And even though I work in healthcare, I didn't have the mental capacity to think. I trusted that my doctors knew what they were doing and could connect the dots as to, okay, if this morphine isn't working, then maybe it's something else. Well, lo and behold, it was nerve damage. And so that kind of pain medication is not going to help. So I finally got on gabapentin in December. In the beginning of my chemotherapy and all that, I was just kind of like chugging along, like, phew, I'm going to make chemo my bitch. This is okay. This is fine. I had no problems. And then my seventh round hit me like a Mack truck. I mean, I was in the hospital bed and I couldn't hold any of my liquids. I couldn't control my body. It just hit me out of nowhere. And I think it was, of course, every time you get chemotherapy, your body gets weaker and weaker and weaker. But I think also it had to do with getting weaker and weaker and also dealing with the pain all the time, which was causing me to be even weaker. After being pumped full of all of these narcotics that I didn't need, I was very stagnant. I laid on the couch for months. I would breathe through the pain. I would just try and get through it, um, which caused me to gain a lot of weight. And it's something I'm really uncomfortable talking about. But you know what? It's best to just be honest, and it is a thing, and it's something that's bothering me. And I have talked to doctors, I've talked to psychologists. I feel like I am not being heard, that they see it as something that's shallow, and that, I should just be happy that I survived cancer. But for someone that's 5'3" and to have gained 40 pounds, okay, 40 pounds, 20 kilos, in that short amount of time, it really weighs on me, not just mentally, but physically. I can feel that my body is heavier. I'm sweating all the time. It's really taking a toll on me mentally and physically. And I'm also working again. I work on the NICU, which can be very intensive at times. And I'm sweating bullets. You have to wear gloves. You have to wear, protective gear. And then I sweat even more. And finally, about 2 months ago, I was put on a medication that was supposed to help me lose the weight. And my doctors can look in my journal. They can see all of these times that I've talked about how this is an issue for me and this is what I need. Because right now, when I look in the mirror, I just see cancer body. And I feel like it's really important and crucial for me to feel like I'm done with that part of my life, is getting back to who I was. Maybe not, of course, completely. So I finally get on this medication, and I'm given this medication. I'm prescribed this medication by two different doctors at the same hospital. And then all of a sudden, of course, this medication is nowhere to be found in Sweden. Nobody can get their hands on it. I call to ask if they can switch the medication, and surprise, surprise, I'm told, oh, well, you should have never been on this medication to begin with. How the fuck do two different doctors give me the wrong medication? Then when I ask them, okay, well, then put me on something else, I will pay for it. I don't care. I just want this to stop. you have to wait an additional month to be seen, even though I saw this doctor not 1.5 weeks ago at the time. And so I'm starting to crash. I'm starting to feel very, mentally like the anxiety's coming in. And I think that's where all my sweating is coming from, is like the anxiety. And not just that, but I'm going up from, here you do in stages, you work 25% and 50%. And I finally hit 75%. And then this medication shit happens, and I'm dealing with all the stress at work and the mental and physical stress of this. And I just started like yesterday having like heart palpitations while I was at work, and knowing like, oh God, this is panic. And, having to go to the bathroom and just breathe. I don't want to have a backslide. I'm just amazed at how horrible everything has gone. And it's made me really have these crisis questions about, do I even want to work in healthcare anymore? Is it even worth it? Look at what these doctors did to me. Look at how shitty the system is. Look at how underpaid we are. Is it even worth it anymore to really give yourself mentally and physically over and over again for shit pay, for a system that doesn't work? I've had enough. I've had enough. I'm definitely reporting this because, okay, one doctor maybe can make, but two, and then you just make me have to wait? No. I'm sorry. I'm so done with this. I'm so done with all my shit being put on the back burner. It took them 5 months to diagnose me. Then they give me the wrong medications for 5 months. Then surprise, surprise, they give me the wrong medications again and expect me to just wait, or tell me, oh, if you're feeling, mentally bad, go see a psychiatrist. I know the system here. If I go to a psychiatrist, they'll tell me to go back to the hospital. So it's this vicious bullshit cycle, and you don't get any help. And I know you might see my weight gain as a small problem, but for me, it's a big problem. It's something that I've been dealing with for months now, and I'm trying to, I built my own home gym, okay? But the fatigue is real. So now I feel tired all the time, and I'm still pushing myself to go up 75% in work. And then what do you do? Should I push myself into complete exhaustion? Like, I'm sorry, I just had to vent my frustrations because that's what I'm feeling. It's stressing me out so badly that I feel like I'm about to break. Getting diagnosed, being on the wrong medications, being on the wrong medications again. They could have built a full-blown addict, okay? These are dangerous medications. And it took them, it was literally me that begged my hematologist, this is not working. You can't just keep upping the doses. This is not the right kind of pain medication. They should have known that nerve damage is a complication and that these are the wrong class of medications. So all that time, I could have been medicated properly to where I could have moved around and been physical and not gained all this weight. So I feel like this is the domino effect of people not doing or giving me the right medication. And here in Sweden, nobody's held accountable. Nothing. You can't sue anybody. You can just report them. And of course I have, and I will, because this is unacceptable. I'm extremely disappointed. And it really causes these crisis questions of, why am I even doing this anymore? Because I love my job. I do. I absolutely love my job. But once you've been cut so many times by a system that doesn't work, you get to a point where it's like, is it worth it anymore? I don't know. I know you guys that live in Sweden know this is an issue. I don't understand why the politicians do nothing. Everyone complains about the healthcare system, yet they don't pay us enough and they don't staff us enough. Policemen, firemen, healthcare workers. Why are we all getting paid shit and understaffed? I'm just fed up and I'm tired and I feel hopeless.